What is up, everybody? Back in the garage for another day. We're gonna go and continue on a little bit on this car. So I just took the time and went ahead and took the door panel off right here because I had to get that hinge locking piece in. And as you can tell, it is holding its own weight. And I ended up taking the door panel off to get to it, and I found something really cool out that I can use the Torx bit screw to hold it with this bracket here to the door. So now I have a functioning door handle. So I like this a lot. These actually, they weigh quite a bit actually. I was surprised how much weight I saved just on the door panels alone. So I'm gonna go ahead, now that I have this, really quick, let's check this out. Closed. Staying open. No longer swinging and hitting me in the ass and trying to freaking annoy the shit out of me every time I'm trying to work on the driver's side. So it's a good deal. I'm just gonna later on take off the electrical connectors. This wiring here, I'm no longer gonna need it for the electronic mirrors since I have manual mirrors. So this is good. And I left these tabs in right here because when I get the door caps later, I don't know if they use those or not. So I did save the fasteners. So cool. I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna take off the other door panel. And it's pretty easy to take the door panel off. You have these clips here that hold the top panel on. And then there's three Torx bit screws, 1, 2, 3, that hold the door armrest in. And then after you get those 3 fasteners loosened, just pop it. They're pop rivets. You just pop them off and take it out and make sure you get all the connectors off. And this right here actually has a clip. You just release it, pull and slide the assembly out right here for the door latch cable. So not too hard. I'm gonna go back later and take this this glue goo off and scrape it and clean it so it's not sticking to anything later. Cool deal. We're gonna go ahead now and open up the other door, and we're gonna take that door panel off, and I'll do the same to the other side, and that's gonna save me even more weight. So hey guys, so I got a few packages in today. We're gonna go ahead and open them up. Got this one and that one there, so let's go ahead and open them. My coolant bypass hose. So as you can tell, it's metal and it's got the protector. Well, it's actually a rubber hose with these fittings on the end. So I guess I'm gonna have to clamp these and then clamp right there. So got the bypass. My long-awaited expansion tank with the hose that connects to the cooler line, the upper radiator hose, sorry. So this was a long-awaited part, and I'm still waiting on the bottom mount bracket to mount it to the vehicle, but we got more stuff to make this thing happen. The mount should have been here on time, but there was a delay before they shipped it out, so it's gonna be probably next week whenever I get that in, and I'll be able to mount this to the vehicle and this right here, I'll be able to put that in and get the hose clamps and clamp it in. I still have to source out the hose clamps. It's just a trip to the parts store. Haven't been able to do that yet. But I also found out that they gave me a message that my external oil cooler that I ordered for the car, it was lost. So they refunded my money. I mean, that's great, I got my money back, but now that's gonna set me back again on getting this thing cranked up and running. So I had went ahead and reordered that, so hopefully we get that in somewhere in the middle of next week. That way I could get everything together and get it all to where I can get it cranked and running. But I guess we'll go ahead and get the bypass done, and this right here. Looking at the way the hose is, it fits like this and fits like that, and then this line goes in right here. Get that in there. Goes in right there, and that's what completes that circuit. So I had a couple of clamps to clamp the this hose here, the loop hose, but I didn't have any big enough clamps for the 3/4 hose right here. This hose inner diameter is actually a little bit smaller than the inside diameter of the 3/4 hose, but the barb fittings fit well. So the loop, the bypass is done for the most part. Tomorrow I'll get some more hose clamps because I need more for other hoses on the vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and put this bad boy in real quick. Alright, that is a bypass right there, guys. So all I gotta do now is get those clamps and that'll be done. Also need clamps for the other vacuum lines, and then I'll be able to put the intake manifold on and tighten that all down and make it all secure. But that's done for now for the most part. Alright, now we got the fog light electrical connections eliminated. Everything is heat shrinked up, everything is sealed, retaped. Good to go on that. Also had the headlight right here to make sure that all the connections, there weren't ones that I was cutting, so we are good on that. Now I need to move on. I need to check the spark plugs in this car as well. I'm not sure the condition of these spark plugs. But I guess next we will put this thing back on the rack and lift it up, and then look at the drive shafts real quick. I got my stands up. Looks about right. As you can tell, I'm like 4 inches short about. I'm gonna measure that real quick and that'll give me an idea. So as you can tell, I'm about 2 inches short actually, so that's just a rough measurement because I don't know exactly if the angles are just right, but that'll at least give us an idea how long it's got to be. As I said before, there's a slip yoke right here with a locking jam nut, so I need to loosen that jam nut, slide that all the way up. I can take my measurements, make a mark, and then if the measurement is off a little bit, then I can always just loosen that and slide it back to make it mate. So I'll take that drive shaft back down and put this up and then make a mark. Alright, I got the jam nut all the way up. I got it slid up. I got the front yoke sitting flush against the gebo. Got them pretty much parallel for the most part. And from here I gotta add 2 inches. I'd probably be better off making sure I slide this out just a little bit, so that however off he is on making it, I can slide it in or out to make sure that it is right. And we'll go from there. So I think next I'm going to take this off and get the gasket off, clean it up really well, and I'll probably just, if the gasket's still good, because it should be like a rubber gasket, I'll just clean both sides of the cover and the oil pan, clean the gasket off really good with brake cleaner, throw some RTV on both sides of it and re-stick it and let it reseal that way. Ain't too worried about it. It's just a gasket. RTV does this thing, dries, and that'll be sealed, and not have to worry about that for a very long time. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Alright guys, time was of the essence. I had to hurry up and get that thing on there because oil kept coming down. I'd get in there with the microfiber rag, and then it would give me about a half a minute or so before it started to drip. But I went ahead and I got it sealed back up, so once that cures, it should solve the problem. So we'll just see how it goes, but it's going to be better than what it was before. If it continues to leak, then I'll just go and buy me another gasket. I didn't seal the underneath part, I just did the top because it looked pretty cemented onto the base plate. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's better than what it was, so it'll buy me some time. Just the main thing is get it running. When it's running, then I'll find all the leaks and repair the leaks after it's running. But for the most part, we did take care of crucial things like the oil filter housing. That's got a new gasket, and RTV sealed it as well. So we'll just go ahead and see how this plays out, because this didn't look like it leaked before, but the drain plug before was stripped out. That's why I had oil everywhere underneath this engine. So it's kind of unknown right now what's leaking on the bottom, if there is anything else leaking. So we'll run it, send it, and see what the hell happens after it runs. Alright, so I got that ground bolted on. I need to get another nut, bolt that other ground on. I'm going to take the cover off, coil packs out, take the spark plugs out, just look at the condition of them. If I could clean them and reuse them, I will. Why? Because it's a budget build right now, and I'm not trying to spend more money than I can. I'll put spark plugs in later, but if I could clean them and make them good, then they're good. Alright, so I got the grounds connected now, there and there. So check the gap, about 32 thousandths of an inch. According to what I read on the internet, that's about right. They all seem about the same, so good there. A good thing to do whenever you're installing the plugs, especially after cleaning them. You definitely don't want the threads to season to the head. So what I do is I take anti-seize and I give it a little bit on each thread. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean the coil packs up, and then I'm going to spray some WD-40 inside the grommets and blow them out with compressed air, and that'll keep it from the boot from freezing onto the ceramic of the spark plug. Alright guys, we got a lot done this afternoon, so just to recap on what we did, we got the spark plugs cleaned, checked the gapping, reinstalled, we got the oil pan sealed back up, we got the length of the drive shaft measured up roughly, so I know about what to do on that. We also got the door panels deleted inside the vehicle now, we got the harness trimmed, no more connectors now for the fog lamps since those are out of the equation. We are still waiting on that DME to come back. The DME has been shipped, so we should see that midweek next week. We got a hold up now on the oil cooler because they said they lost my damn shipment and that was the last one they had, so have to have that had to all be reordered, and we're waiting on that. In the meanwhile, there still is stuff to do in between, which I'll keep hammering away at it so that whenever I do get the other parts in, the process of getting this thing cranked and running will be very short. So one of the bigger challenges we still have is the exhaust system. Next episode I'll take the exhaust out of the box and lay it down so we can compare this exhaust to the shape of the exhaust I have. That way I can get an idea of what kind of piping I need to order to have my buddy Heath come in and do the welding on that. If you guys haven't checked out my episode on the Datsun 240Z exhaust system that we did, go ahead and check out that episode. That's Heath Grice that does the work on that. This thing's full V-band. The mid pipe is full custom that he did, and I couldn't be happier with his work. He is an awesome welder. But cool. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode. Appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate those few who do share. Those that don't, just go ahead and share the love, man. We gotta get these videos out there. I don't understand. I try to do the keywords and everything, but I'm having a hard time for people finding the videos. When people do find the videos, I get told that they enjoy them. So I'm sure if I can get them out there a little bit more, then my subscriber list will blow up. I'm pretty sure it will. It's just getting them out there, and it seems to be a common problem with a lot of new YouTubers out there. And you know, I'm not all that tech savvy on getting stuff out. I do try to post them on certain groups, but then they get deleted by admin because apparently I guess there's a lot of people that do that. I don't know. But anyway, enough of the griping. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.